What is going on, guys? What is going on? It is Baby. We are back, and kind of a different video here. I'm going to be taking a deep dive analysis into Highguard. Everyone is just talking mad smack about this. 3 hours ago, Game Awards came out, and this was just still in my robe, because I was watching it in my bed, and I was like, I gotta make a video on this, because there's no way that everyone's just hating on this, because I think there's potential here. I have some comments and I have some notes. There's a lot of potential in this game. Okay, I think there's a lot of potential. But as you can just see, and the crowd goes meh. Can't believe Paladins was the final announcement this year. This is the biggest game I've ever had the privilege to reveal. This is going to blow your mind, and I'm terrified. Life will never be the same after it. And then goes another generic hero shooter. So we're gonna watch this, and I'm not gonna watch the video. If you want to watch it, I'll put the link, in the description. But
into lands uncharted.
yeah, I'm just gonna break this down. So currently on Steam, I put the tag for this as a MOBA because I think this is a MOBA. But it has the tags FPS, action shooter, hero shooter, PvP, 3D. They're also calling it a PvP raid shooter, where players will ride, fight, and raid as wardens, arcane gunslingers sent to fight for control of a mythical continent. So that's basically what's going on here. We're not going to watch it on Steam because Steam bugs out, so we're going to watch it on YouTube.
Told.
So I'm going to be pausing a lot, breaking down what I think, and I want to take note of these blue crystals that you see. You're going to be seeing a lot of these. They're scattered throughout the entire map. I think these are going to be, this is just a guess, I think these are going to be shields, or like shield rechargers that you can like shoot or like melee, and it'll refill some of your shield, or it'll give you some kind of shield, because there are shields in this game. Shields do break in this game. I'll point it out when I see it. And I'm also going to point out abilities. I don't know any characters' names, but we're going to call this guy Thunder Guy, because he uses thunder. So Thunder Guy hops off. You see these crystals, and then he summons his horse, his mount. Elden Ring, Night Ring, and then we get into this nice little team fight that goes on here. So this guy has a puma, black puma. This person has a bear. So there's different mounts in the game, and different characters are going to be riding different mounts, so it's not character specific, I think. So he pulls out this gun, nice little kind of like SMG assault rifle, and nobody else, just this guy, shoots this guy off of his bear. You can see these particles right here flying. I think this is the shield that I was talking about. Teammates start shooting. He throws a spear. I think he has 3 of these, because we'll see him later on with 3 on his like back, pelt. Throws a spear, kills this guy. You have like the Destiny hit markers, the nice little Destiny hit markers. Slides. He throws an axe, and back here we see this these like tendril effects. I think there's a female character in the game. This is who's also getting hit with a spear. She kind of summons this. You don't see her summon this. This is the only time you see it in the game. But I think they're red because she's the enemy, and I think it's like a trap or something that will smack players or something like that. So Thunder Guy throws this axe,
To the end.
turns, he gets a headshot. It's a kill. You get the red icon for the kill confirm. And also I noticed when people have shields, this will be blue. So you'll know you're shooting shields when that happens as well. This is the same person that got knocked off of the horse. So that is 3 people. This is 3 people that in one fight is a 3v3 fight. I'm like 900% sure this is the same dude that got knocked off the horse. He has like a red outfit, these boots, shield's broken, so there's no shield, just he's gonna be meat. And then he has this kind of red blonde haircut. Red outfit, kind of red blonde haircut. He's shooting and there's blood coming out, so there's no shield on this shot. These are white hit markers. And then when it's red, he dies. And you can see these souls as well. These souls, I think these are like the players when they're down. They can probably be revived as well, probably a revive mechanic in the game. But they only show us this finishing mechanic. You kind of like break the soul of the person or break the orb of the person, and that will probably finish them and put them on like a death kind of cooldown, Nice little sniper. I think that's a jungle camp. I'm not sure if there's going to be a jungle in this game. I haven't really seen much like things that could be camps and or mobs. I'm not sure if there's going to be a shop either, but I do have some notes on that. We see this guy charging through. He breaks through a wooden barrier. There are these destructible wooden barriers all around the map. Some buildings are like completely made of them. You can completely destroy the building. Not completely, it'll still have like the structure stencil of the building, but all the walls and the roof will be broken in some cases. I also think this is an ultimate or maybe an item. The blue crystals that we were talking about, they're covering this entire body of this person. So, not entirely sure if it's a certain character's ultimate or maybe it's just an ability you can get on the map. And then this, I think, is a jungle camp. We see these 3 masks. This might be a character as well, maybe a respawn feature, maybe an ultimate of somebody else's. But not really sure what this is. It's not really, they don't give us much information on this. Apex Legends Titanfall. Everybody does Titanfall 2. Sad face, cry in the comments. Then we get this RPG scene, which I think is pretty cool. In this background over here on the left, you guys can see this crystal. And I think this is another like shield recharging station or like area where you can go. Maybe there's jungle camps over there. Maybe you like clear the jungle, shoot some mobs, get some XP. And I'm not really sure how the abilities are going to work either. Like, are you going to have to, like, do you need the crystals to summon your horse? Because I know your horse is blue also. Do you need the crystals to level up and get your abilities? We don't really know. Here are all these wooden panels. He shoots an RPG kind of into one panel. You would think it'd do a bigger blast in this, but it only breaks open the one section, which I think maybe if you hit in the middle, it'll do both, but maybe they just have it coded to do one panel at a time. He kind of slides in. There's some lava on the floor, and we see he gets rid of his horse, hops out. This feels very Titanfall, this hop out, because he hops out and he keeps his momentum, and he slides into it. Very Titanfall slide as his teammate dies, and he kind of like pops this person. This person was definitely at 1 HP for sure. I don't think the time to kill is like going to be like that. Maybe headshots are going to be rewarding, but this person had no shield. The time to kill is not what they're showing here, because we'll see someone else who has a shield in a second. And then he casts this ability. This is like the druid guy who's riding the panther, but my friends were telling me they think that like the skins are connected to the certain characters, but as we saw before, that's a panther right here, but this is not the same person. So I don't think the mounts are going to be combined with the people. So you'll be able to mix and match the heroes and the mounts. As far as it looks like, because that's not the same person. Maybe that's a skin. As far as I know, I think this person on the left is the person riding the puma in the next clip. So yeah, he says, "Here we go." He hops out, kills her, uses this really cool panther pounce ability, and just for a second you can kind of see this cast range. Very quick, very smart casty, League of Legendsy. You can see the range of it, you can see the arc, and there's even a little symbol that pops up just for a brief second. There we go. I got it to pause just on time, and there's kind of like a symbol here, kind of like a claw kind of coming up, you know. Looks like it's just the icon for the ability, and it symbolizes it's probably hitting this person, because it didn't pop up until he walked into, you know, the path. Maybe it's like a crit spot, maybe it's a sweet spot, we don't know. You see these fire gauntlets, alright? The person that dies here, same exact person here. I think this ultimate, this storm of like molten lava falling out of the sky is his ability, as it seems to look. He also seems to have this stun hammer, kind of like Breach from Valorant. He kind of slams the ground and it creates like a tremor. There's this regular earth one that he does, and this also breaks the wood, you know. This breaks the wood. You see, we see the arm here. You know, it's the same guy. I just want to make a comment about the shotgun. I thought the shotgun was broken because look at this. The shotgun completely destroys this guy, but as we pay closer attention to it, he gets shot. There's like 12 or so pellets here, and most of them make contact. I mean, he only misses like 1, 2, or 3 pellets, you know, so it's a kind of a tight spread. And I think he gets headshot with like 1 or 2 of them, it looks like. So decent amount of damage there, and no shield. We know this guy has no shield because when we look at the next portion of this clip, you can see these particles here, these blue particles that are coming off, and also if we pay attention to the hit marker that pops up, You can see here in the hit marker that it's kind of blue. You see these blue lines kind of on the edge of the hit marker. So we know that there's shield damage, and we know that shields are in the game. That's why I think those crystals scattered around the map are going to be shields, because they're blue, and shields are blue, and when it cracks, it looks as though there's probably more shield right there. You can see this little blue on this corner of this doorway right here. There's probably more shields in there.
Your light belongs to me.
This is the girl I was talking about earlier. If we go back to the start, sorry I'm overanalyzing this, but I just want you guys to know as much information as I do about this. She has these vines.
And ride without rest.
At the very start of the game, the trailer, we see these vines over here on this side.
For coin or for cause.
The vines are still there, and the person that gets killed right here, or downed, or, whatever the term they're going to use for this game, because I know they're getting rid of people being killed. It's more eliminated or downed. But when this person goes down,
Fight.
we can kind of see that it's that girl. It's the same girl, looks like. I'm not going to zoom in on it. Maybe I will. But same exact girl that dies, or goes down, sorry. And she probably put this down as a trap. Maybe it's like a zoning ability or something like that.
Yeah.
And this also might be a finisher. As we know, Apex Legends has the finishers where it shows the whole animation in the scene. And you can see the teammate running in the background. That's what happens in Apex Legends as well. Sometimes bullets will be flying past you, as you're doing this kill scene on this, or this elimination scene on this player.
Light belongs to me.
We see a couple different maps. There's a snow map. There's this inside map that I don't think we get to see too much of. And then there's the grasslands we saw. This one. Here is a snow map. And if you play League of Legends or anything like that, this is your base. This is your nexus, so to speak. This is probably where they're going to have to plant the bomb. Not sure if any of you know, but to win, it looks like you're going to have to plant a bomb inside of the enemy's base to blow up their base. So this is the base. You can't get in unless you're a teammate. You need a shield breaker, which is the sword we'll see a little bit now, to summon a siege machine that will destroy the shield of the base and to allow players to push in. We can also see player tags here. There are 3 different banners. They have player names. Just like Apex Legends, they like to show off the player who has the most kills, the most damage, or the leading team, or whatever. You can show off your stats in the game. This is definitely like the start of a round. I could see this being a voice line, moving in for the attack.
Moving in for the attack.
Shield breaker forming.
So here she says shield breaker forming. This is the sword I was talking about. This is probably going to be a huge thing. Like, a lot of team fights are going to happen around this. There's probably going to be a timer for this thing that spawns. Apparently, it looks like the shield spawns, and you fight over it. And through the course of this, you don't see anything on the player's back, but when someone has the shield breaker, it will show visibly on their back. So this person has it. And I think they didn't show it, but I think when someone dies, or when you shoot someone that has the shield breaker, maybe it'll drop on the ground, or maybe it'll go back to, where it is, or maybe it'll put it on a cooldown, to like elongate the game and give people a chance to catch back up. I'm not really sure, but here's another character. We'll call this Sandstorm Katarina from League of Legends. She can kind of open holes. So here she opens kind of a hole through the wall. It doesn't destroy the wall, but I think she can close it herself because it stays up the entire time. I want to make a note here as well. You can see more crystals on the sides, so, more shield recharging in this room. We see a May wall. That's why everyone's saying this is Overwatch. But, there's not many walls you can make that are easily breakable, like with bullets and stuff. If you made it out of stone, it'd be harder to break. If you made it out of metal, it's impossible to break. Water, you could shoot through it. Like, what do y'all want? Everyone's complaining about it being an ice wall, and it's just May from Overwatch. But hey, at least it's a guy doing it, and he's not thick, okay? Just a regular guy. He just controls ice. Leave him alone. It looks like there's not much HP on these walls. It's kind of a quick thing, because he puts one up, and I think this one breaks because of the location. Yeah, it instantly breaks. I don't think any bullets do that. There's also a crystal over here. a crystal on this side, and I think behind the player and that we're looking at, the player perspective, there's a crystal on their like left side over here, and there's also a crystal on their right side. There's crystals on both walls of this room. Shoots a couple bullets. They use this blade out thing, and also pay attention there. These canisters, these crates that are all around the room. It might be XP, might be gold. There might be a shop that we haven't seen yet. And the reason why I'm talking about the shop now is because there are these blue chests. Only here that I've seen. They're on both sides of this room, almost like one meant for each, team. It seems like, but it seems like there might be some kind of like resource to gain or get, whether that be gold or shields. I do think the crystals are shields, as I said before, but I'm not sure about these chests. I have no idea what they could be. We see more vases right here, along with the ice wall. Up on the top, you see more crystals. And then that gateway that she opened is still up. It's been a whole like 18 seconds since that gate has been open, So I think she has to close it back, or it's like a 20 to 30 second cooldown, like for that thing to be open, which is crazy, It's giving not doorman, because doorman is like a full-on portal. This is just a remove the wall, Feels like the finals deconstructor. You can just remove the wall or remove the ground and then put it back. You could escape. You could escape really easy. You could like run through a wall, open it, close it back, open it up again, peek. This character seems like they're going to be pretty high tech. So now they have the Stormbreaker. Different scene, different fight entirely, because these are different people. This is the Panther guy, not riding a panther anymore. He's riding a bear. This is a girl. I'm not really sure who this character is. And this is the Storm guy, who now has this blue trail flowing behind him, which is the sword that we saw. You see the player banners here. Some of them have names. Pulling up to the enemy castle. He has a sword on his back. That guy gets slammed by what seems like a hammer, but I think this is the same pounce ability that we see before. Yeah, he has his claws up like this, and they're probably going to fix that, because he's launching like this, and it looks like this. That's probably a bug, but that's definitely the pounce ability that we saw before. That guy gets killed, and he starts breaking open the soul. Siege tower coming in, he puts the sword inside, so he uses the sword, kind of like a key, and then he opens up this rift that summons this thing. The siege tower. So for me, this is like the equivalent of League of Legends losing the barracks. You're losing the barracks. Now the enemy team is summoning stronger minions. This is kind of what that feels like. Like, you can lose off of this. You need the whole team here. You guys need to be working together. Sniper girl. This is the girl we saw that we didn't know. We haven't seen her at all the whole video. She's using this this hawk to basically mark people. I think we'll get the UI later on. They're probably gonna drop a video tomorrow, or like within the next week. This game comes out in January, so we're probably gonna get more information soon. I think these are also player banners that we're seeing here, different ones. There's 3 different player banners, 3 different players. Makes sense. It's a 3v3. The eagle flies in, and we see they're all fighting, and this guy right here is kind of charging this ultimate, and then he turns into the ice guy. Now, I don't know if this is a specific ultimate or if this is one of those items like the shield breaker, the sword, that can spawn on the map. This might be a defensive mechanic that happens, once the gate's down, one of your players can grab this and turn into this, or maybe it's a certain character that has this ultimate ability. Here as well, look at all these player banners. Very Apex Legends-y. This whole building can be destroyed. All these wood panels, these top circles, all of this can be destroyed. So this guy locks on with like there's more chests right here too. These chests down here. The guy locks on, 3 max targets, it looks like. Shoots his missiles, kind of delayed shot. He shot that like light years ago. Kind of a delayed shot, travel time. They blow up, and he pops his ultimate. Now, I know it's an ultimate, but let's look at the logic here. He's popping his ultimate,
I am the coming storm.
and he throws 1 spear. He threw one spear at the other guy in his ultimate, and that guy's just gone. They're making it seem like the time to kill is, short, which makes it seem like the respawn timer is going to be really short. This time to kill is very confusing to me because not many people have shields. Maybe it's like a skill to go out and grab the rocks and go out and grab the shields. Not many people in this trailer have shields on them. We've only seen it twice that there's been a shield. When the guy got knocked off the horse, when the person got wrecked with a shotgun, and like the fire trail. He kills that guy, kills this guy. Looks like a headshot. You can see blood here. No shield on that guy. That guy just got popped. This druid kind of guy. He screams, and he roars, and he destroys all breakable platforms on this building. This is the last shield that we see in the trailer. You can see Thunder Guy here is still using his ult. Throws another one. It kind of lands, and it looks like it hits her. And her shield is broken now. These white particles that you see flying around. She has no shield anymore. So she dies. That's the last time you see a shield pop. That's the last time you see a shield break. So it seems like grabbing a shield isn't for everyone, and not everyone's going to have access to a shield. Or maybe you just have to have the know-withal too, like, oh, I just spawned, I don't have shield, I need to go get some shield, or I need to go buff up, or I'm not sure. I don't know if you start with shield, because it seems like nobody does. He's getting white hit markers. It looks like that person's blocking something, because these aren't regular hit markers. Maybe they have armor, or something that's not shield, something different, because these are like gray pulse circular hit markers. Or maybe this character has some kind of effect to where if they hit a certain amount of shots, it will trigger something. But something's happening here. I'm not entirely sure what's going on. And then they place a bomb, kind of like CS:GO, kind of like Valorant. You have to place a bomb to win. So there's potential for comeback. I don't know how long the respawn timers are or anything like that, but there's potential for comeback. You have to plant the bomb, and I don't know if it's going to be like an instant. They make it seem like it's instant, you win, explosion or whatever, but it feels like bombs planted, couple of seconds, there's like 4-second diffuser time or whatever, something like that, something simple. And that seems to be the whole trailer. And again, we see, 3 people, just 3 people. So that kind of confirms for me that's a 3v3 game. But I just don't know with the size of the maps, man. The size of the maps, they're like really big. Like that's the only thing that's kind of throwing me off is the size of the maps, and it's a 3v3. So like, what are we using the rest of the map for? Am I capturing objectives? Am I like capturing like checkpoints that I'm gonna respawn at? Are we what are we doing? I know how the start looks. You come in. This is like middle in game, seems like, because there's no force field we're hopping out of. We're hopping out. This looks like we're in the middle of the map. You can see the border of the map over here, the walls. Maybe it cuts out before that, but it looks like we're in the middle of the map. My spawn's over to like the right, or sorry, this side over here where my mouse is right now. My spawn's like over here. Enemy spawns like over here, because this is where we're pushing. We're pushing towards this way. We turn left. It looks like we're going into the mountain. Maybe their spawn is like behind this mountain, but the map looks fucking huge. Okay. It looks huge. So I don't know if there's going to be objectives. There's also a beam of light over here that we see. What is this beam of light? That's probably their base. Yeah, I'm assuming that's their base. Has to be. I mean, the map can't be that big. Looking back at this footage now, in the while I was editing, I realized that the hit markers that we're seeing in this scene specifically are spawn protection hit markers. You see there's a soul here. He downs another player. That's 2 people down. Alright, we go forward a little bit, and this person is also down. That's 3 people down in this fight. And then this person pops back up. So these shots have to be spawn protection. It's spawn protection. I'm banking it. I'm calling it. My final answer. These are spawn protection hit markers. So yeah, that's all I have to say about Highguard. I think this game is going to be a big hit, and I think it might be a little bit of breath of fresh air for those in the competitive scene. You know, sick of that Marvel Rivals. Better stop that vehicle. So let me know in the comments how you guys feel. Let me know what you think, and let me know if you're gonna play it when it comes out.